Welcome to the show. The Manitoba Blacksmith Guild presents a fireside chat with Cameron Bennett of Forging Ahead. Welcome, Cameron.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for joining us. And just to get things started off here, we'll kind of talk about what Cameron's doing. He's been setting up a foundation. It's a nonprofit foundation at the moment where he's bringing in people with mental illness issues, wanting to kind of relieve some stress, kind of get back to basics, and feel the real thing behind their hands with some hot steel. And he's been doing some awesome things so far. He's had a couple people in his shop already in the short amount of time that he's had it set up. And we're gonna chat with him and see where he's going with it all here in the near future. To get things started, we'll talk about what's been up this week, eh?
Introductions. Lyndon, who are you, man?
Oh, me? Who am I?
No, who are you?
Like, well,
this come on, you guys. Everybody end up on YouTube or whatever afterwards. So
doesn't everybody know who I am?
Let's get a good intro, dude.
So I'm Lyndon Novak, also known as Lando Novak on Facebook, or the Abstract Blacksmith on Instagram. You can call me Lando, Lyndon, Lando or Lyndon, I don't mind. Either is fine. I'm running the small shop that I've got in my backyard, the Abstract Blacksmith, making some blacksmithing stuff, some welding stuff, and some machining as well. When I get the chance to get my hands dirty, I'm in there, left, right, and center. If you want to get to know me, look me up on Facebook under Lando Novak, or look me up on Instagram under the Abstract Blacksmith. Justin, why don't you tell me who you are?
I'm Justin. Hey guys, I run Rainy Day Forge, and yeah, some people say I look like Mario from Super Mario Brothers now that I shaved my beard. Or Black Bear Forge if I'm wearing the red glasses. So yeah, my wife is very pleased with me. Anyway, my thing is Rainy Day Forge. I've been doing that for the last 4 or 5 years. Mostly make bushcrafting knives, and I'd like to make other tools, just tongs and stuff like that, to like quicker projects. Knives take such a long time, and try to step it up with each one. But yeah, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and all those fun places too. Lyndon is the president of the Manitoba Blacksmith Guild, and I'm the VP Winnipeg. And Derek, who's underneath me, it might be a different place for you guys.
He's beside me.
Oh, he's beside you. Weird. He's the VP, Brandon. But we are hosting this show today. And yeah, we got the special guest, Cam Bennett from Forging Forward. He's just like 10 minutes south on the highway for me. So I need to stop by and visit at some point. And,
hell yeah, anytime, man.
Yeah, for sure. But what's your deal, Cam? What are you up to? What's Forging Forward?
Oh, it's Forging Ahead though.
Forging Ahead. Sorry.
It's all good, man. It's all good. No, it's funny, is Forging Forward was my backup just in case Forging Ahead was taken.
Okay, nice.
Geez, we've been up to a lot, man. It's like Lando was saying there. I've been, I guess, going hard on this for maybe about a month or two now. That's only because I finally got the drywalling in, and this has all been help from volunteers, from people, and paying out whatever I can. So far, we're a not-for-profit organization, and we're currently working in the process of becoming a full federal charity. It's actually in the books. We have a law firm already, booked, and they're working on that. And that's going to be the first federal charity in all of Canada that will actually help veterans and first responders. It hasn't been done, at least at what we found. There's nobody that supports and gives grants or help to this kind of stuff. So I'm hoping this brings, first to Canada, and it goes well. As for myself, I'm in the actual shop running itself. We're currently in code compliance phase. So I've been trying to get a little bit of publicity out, practice my stuff, have personal friends come down for trials to get a bit of publicity from their side to give experiences. And just working on my craft. We have Winnipeg Fire Department helping us, and we are going to be they're coming in to help with code compliance and having their guys to hopefully come down and start trying it out. There's a couple people that are looking at it, and we're happy with that. Yeah, and so we'll be up for becoming fully operational. Hopefully, we're trying for Canada Day or COVID, depending, for having people come in here. There's other things going down. Like I'm currently helping out with a sign for Craft Hockeyville, St. Adolph's in the Final Four. And I would love to get a Jets game down here, and I'm only 2 houses away from our arena. So I would love to see a nice upgrade for our arena. Other than that, like I said, just been trying to get people out here to help out. It's all for veterans and first responders. It's don't mean to be taking up too much time, but one of the things I take so personal about this and why I could talk forever about this is it directly helped me kind of refine my way back outside of the military. And I kind of want to give that experience back to other people that are having harder times, to give them a purpose again. If they've just been ripped out of a job that they've been told that's the only thing they've trained for, and then they're told you're useless. It's kind of hard to be a soldier without a mission. So it just gives them a bit of pride back. It gives them activity. It gives them thought pattern. It gives them problem solving and confidence back in themselves. And it gives them purpose again. And it also lets their anger and aggression out through activity without having to get into a fight or flight state like a lot of guys like doing boxing and MMA. Yeah, you're getting good exercise, but you're also accessing a part of your brain that engages the fight or flight mode, which you should stay away from.
You're right.
So yeah, that's what I'd say. What I'm up to right now is making these projects and hopefully making some park benches for the city.
Nice.
And yeah.
Oh, it sounds real positive, Kev. You got a real positive attitude there. I love it, man. And it sounds like you got some real good ideas going forward with the craft and the benches. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
So you were telling me earlier that you've had so far only a couple people into your shop, and you're looking for some publicity to get going forward with more people. Where do you think that the majority of people that want to get involved with your kind of stuff are going to be coming from? Like, where do you think we can reach out to find more people that are going to want to? Is there places that people go for resources already for that are coming from this, that we could put up bulletins for you or something like that, help you get more publicity? Is there people from out of province that can help out with this, to reach out to people in other provinces? We've got Cindy, she's in BC. We've got Dustin in Saskatchewan.
Well, actually, yeah. All of that stuff that you just said right there, that's the reason when I do most of my posts, all I mainly just say is I'm looking for a like and a share. The more people that hear about this, the more it goes. I know we're having talks. I don't want to name names yet, but I know we're having talks with a major pharmaceutical company, and they're the first ones that were interested. So I always refer to myself as a soldier because I did it for 20 years, but I'm a soldier, and I always show loyalty to people that show a little loyalty in me. So if they come through and saying, yeah, we want to be the first major sponsors, then that's going to dramatically help. It's just coming down to sharing and publicity. I know the people where they're going to be coming from the most, and I've catered this because of my experiences to veterans and first responders, paramilitary organizations. Totally down for having frontline workers, and I'm hoping once we get a shop that's big enough to be able to open it up for everybody that has any type of problem, have a profit side and a not-for-profit side. So all those places are great. Winnipeg Fire Departments, OSI clinics, I'm also going to be advertising with as well. I know my former platoon commander from one of my second tour in Afghanistan in 2008. He just may have become the battalion commander for 2nd Battalion in Brandon. So I might be giving him a call for a little bit of connections down to the Army side of that one. So it's all those things. It's just publicity, because currently as it stands now, I spent probably about $50,000 of my veterans payout funds and everything I got for my injuries. And yeah, so far I'm the only backer. So that's why my GoFundMe has been really helping me out, because that little bit of money, when it gets put into my bank account, it does really help, because I just went out and bought $500 worth of metal to help for practicing for making stuff, to get publicity for the benches I have to make and all that stuff. And like I said, it's an open house. If a veteran can come down, or a first responder, or a frontline worker, come on in. What I have, I'll let you play around, and I will teach you as fast as possible.
Nice.
I'm not the greatest blacksmith, but I have about a years of experience, and I can teach you the basics quickly, and I can ensure you do it in a safe, comfortable environment where it feels like you just want to hang out and have a beer in a backyard type of thing. That's what I'm going for. Is I don't want people to be intimidated by a large crowd, or I don't want people to feel like they're going to unknown, unfamiliar, uncomfortable place. I want them to feel like they're going to a buddy's place, just to pardon my language, but to sit down and shoot the shit and have some fun and work with some aggression.
Well, if I could say anything, there's definitely a comfort zone that I get with you almost instantaneously, Cam. You have a persona that makes me want to sit down and shoot the shit per se. Yeah, you're a
Thank you very
good.
much.
Yeah, you seem like a good guy, man. I enjoy just sitting here with you and talking, man. It's good times.
Oh, thank you very much, man. I feel like I've been
So,
taking
so tell me, what have you been working on this week, my friend?
Oh, this week I can actually quickly show you there. I'm really trying to practice my forge welding. I have to admit, some of it's been successful, some of it hasn't. Some of it I had to really cover up with just using my new welder. I had to teach myself, and real fun gong show that was.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, no kidding.
So one thing I did do was I always find with myself, because of again my frustrations and my attention span is shot from some illnesses from the military, so on and so forth. So I always have to keep more than one project going. I can't just be like, today I'm forge welding. I have to be like, today I'm forge welding and making a small tool or something like that, because otherwise I'll just get my train of thought will get lost and I'll end up making a mistake and I'll burn myself or something like that. But last couple of days, when a forge weld didn't go weld, I decided to make myself a quick little bottle opener.
Nice.
I'm gonna give it to my brother-in-law or my dad or something like that. Just, quickly quenched it. And I've been trying to practice my quenching as well with finishing, for using canola oil at different temperatures to see what kind of texture it leaves at the end.
Nice, yeah.
And the other guy I'm working on, I put these pictures up already, and yes, I know they're twisted the same way. I have two in the forest that aren't as far as long, and they're counter twisted. But there you go. I'm working on my wheat braids. I really love it. And this is going to be, I'm going to be putting up a couple of wheat braids, painted nice black, everything like that there. And I'm going to be making it, putting some decorations around a sign for Craft Hockeyville.
That's so awesome.
Super.
Yep. And I'm really happy with that. As again, like I said, with the school I went to, the instructors are phenomenal. I'm still talking to them. And I specifically called him up and he called me back. And he sat down and talked to me for about 15 minutes on his 30 some odd years of experience in Germany, where they still have a blacksmithing journeyman. How he does his finishing. He told me different paints. Funny enough, I found Rust-Oleum. He said Rust-Oleum is the best for outdoors. Now he also gave me environmental designs, but yeah, like I said, so I'm going to be doing this. I'm getting trailed off. And I'm going to be continuing on the wheat braiding, and I'm going to be starting to make some new bench designs for the St. Adolphe, hopefully St. Adolphe Park that's going to be coming up in Cron Park.
That's so awesome. Awesome.
You, Lyndon, what have you been doing this last week?
Well, man, life has been a massive tornado for me in the midst of trying to figure out how I'm moving. I've, been putting my full efforts into trying to get the house for sale. And then all of a sudden on the weekend, I was getting some stuff moving and I threw my back out. So yeah, I've last couple of days have been, well, this is nice. Sitting here and doing this chat is real good. The couple of drinks I've had, I'm feeling all right now.
So, the back.
Yeah, the back's feeling okay. Finally.
Is there something that you did to toss it out, or?
Yeah, just like you know what, man. Honestly, it's just overdid myself. Yeah. Been living on 4-hour nights or 4-hour sleeps for the last freaking couple months now, and burning the wick at both ends is that's an understatement. I should just do the whole thing. I think I said this last time we chatted. That wick is in the fire. It's burnt. It's gone. I don't have any wick left. I was like, oh yeah. The wife told me to kind of take things easy for a while, put the shop on hold, and I'm like, yeah. And on the background, I'm taking more orders. So right now I'm working on a coffee table. I just finished up for a lady that does interior design. She's going to be wrapping the wood platform that gets inserted in it. She's going to be wrapping that with leather. It's a pretty basic coffee table with 1/2-inch round bar. There's no blacksmithing in it whatsoever. It's all welding pretty much. I'm doing some other table legs for another client of mine that does live edge. I've got table legs out the yin yang for him I've got to do. And then we've also got a small collaboration that I'm working on with the live edge guy for the forks. There's a gentleman at the forks that has a shop that we're doing some he wants me to build him a special table leg for a round pedestal live edge style table. So I've kind of got a special design in the works for that. That's going to mimic a tree stump, hopefully, is my plan. I don't know where that's going, but in the long run, it'll probably work out, I think. And
Get it hot, hit it hard.
well,
it'll move. You'll make it into something.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So you might have seen a video I did last week, I think, on Instagram where I was burning the pipe because that pipe was covered in paint. That's some sprinkler pipe that I got through. See, this is what I do is I salvage a lot of the steel I've got. And that pipe was free. I got that pipe through a salvage job. There was a company that came in and they were doing a sprinkler refit on a big building. It was a big warehouse. And I talked to the guys that were doing the sprinkler refit, said, hey, what's the chance I could grab some of them? They said, take as much as you want. So I literally loaded my truck up twice with numerous sizes of pipe going down to 4-inch up to 8-inch. I think there's some 10-inch pipe in there as well, but I'll schedule 40 pipe, I think. And yeah, so it's all painted though. That's the problem. And if I want to do any work with it, I got to burn it off. So I had that and had a big fire in the backyard, a couple friends over for some drinks. I think it was a birthday or something. I don't know why, but that's the excuse I'm going with. We were drinking and social distancing, of course.
Birthday party.
Social distancing, of course. We were wearing masks. I just drank my drink through my mask. And we burnt our Christmas tree. You might have possibly seen a video of that if you follow. I don't know. I got tagged in it somewhere on Facebook. But seriously, dude, we burn our Christmas tree every year. This year, wow, that Christmas tree was something else.
Very dry.
All of Transcona probably saw that one. And so that's pretty much what I'm working on. Oh, dude, right now I've got display cabinets in the work for a cannabis store that's going to be opening up soon.
Cool.
And these are seriously hands down some of the coolest work I've done for sure. Again, no blacksmithing it, unfortunately, but it's an entire aluminum frame case with a scratch resistant plexiglass cover to it and all indoors. And then encased in the bottom is going to be some live edge with some crazy epoxy work, man. I'm super stoked on it. It's going to be sweet. Yeah, man. What have you been up to, bro?
I finished up a machete just this past week, which was a lot of fun to swing. That got picked up. It's gone now, which I'm kind of sad about, but it was 5160, again, recycled steel, just like you, but using reclaimed stuff. It was an old, I think it was an old Ford, old leaf spring. Turned out nice. Very happy with it. Some of the handle ended up getting some hairline fractures in it, like the wood material. It's like some composite stuff from knifemaker.ca. I messaged the guy. It was a friend from days gone by, and kind of messaged him and said, hey, there's fractures in the handle. If they fall apart, just let me know and I'll replace them instead of like scrapping it and restarting. And he's really excited about it. And breaking trails out in Kenora. He has 55 acres out there, the lucky guy, and he's busting trails. Also made a pair of tongs for holding rail spikes, which was first for me. And today I forge welded some 1084 and 5160. I don't know, gonna start a knife for the kitchen, one for myself, but we have just like random normal knives and nothing that I actually made, so it's time for me to have one of my knives in the kitchen. Unless someone wants to offer me a bunch of cash for it, then I'll sell it. But
did you say 1084 and 5160?
Oh no, 1084 and 1520. Sorry.
Okay, maybe I heard you wrong. Sorry.
I might have said 5160. So okay. Yeah, I'm trying to layer it up. I want to get to about 128 layers, and then have some twists in there too. So I'm trying to go a little bit crazy with it, since I'm gonna keep it unless someone offers me money. We'll see.
I totally wanted to break out into the do the twist song there, but I felt like maybe that was my Tourette's kind of trying to take over.
Oh. Who knows? Yeah.
We spoke about that the other day. Sometimes I just say things and I'm like, where did that come from? Oh,
And I guarantee you, man, and Justin, if you start making regimental military knives,
Yeah.
symbols, and emblems, you'll make a fortune.
Yeah.
I'll even post them on the military sites I go
Cool.
on. I'm a part of.
Well, I'll message you afterwards and I'd learn more about it because I don't know much about that side of things. So yeah,
I'll guarantee you, man. Like, I know you make good knives. I've seen you make them. That's why I said if you're just able to get some etching in there with Patricia, with the Princess Patricia gear and everything like that, and the symbols. Yeah, I guarantee you, I know tons of people. I got my one buddy, Adam Moore, who's out in BC. And he keeps messaging me about how if I'm ready to take an order for a Damascus hunting knife, and I'm doing one of those, like, again, I've been doing this for about a year. I could do it, but it's going to cost me a lot more, take me a lot longer, and
I waited like
5
years before attempting Damascus because I was, why try to make an ugly knife out of Damascus? I figured start with recycled steels, work up to like known steels. And then once I knew I could use that and handle it, then I went to Damascus.
That was just recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not long ago.
That's what I thought. Yeah, like earlier, like maybe last summer you started doing Damascus.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. And it's like the first time you did it, I was like, damn, what the hell, man.
No, the first time I did it is like right here, trying to forge weld some stuff together, and this was just scrap stuff. Just trying to experiment, but I keep all my broken shit, everything that doesn't work, I put it somewhere so it reminds me to like not do that again. The wall of shame.
I'll tell you this though, that coming up here pretty soon is one thing I'm hoping to start getting into myself learning is how to start working with copper and everything like that. Because there's a donor, he didn't want me to say his name, anonymous. Well, he told me his name, but he said to keep him out of it. Again, from British Columbia. Awesome. Nice. So far I've been, British Columbia's been giving me some good, warm welcoming.
They're good people. They're good people out there. It's the people from Saskatchewan you got to watch out for.
Oh,
them gappers. Well, yeah, they're Rough Rider fans. When you expect, man. Touching on
we're gonna lose some viewers here.
Sensitive territory. Hey, man, I used to remember driving down the old Polo Park Stadium there, and there was when I was back as a teenager. And there was a Rough Riders old, just beat up station wagon in front of us, and we were an old beat up Dodge Caravan. So every stop we hit all the way down Keniston, we kept ramming his bumper. He kept laughing at us, and it started. We got there. It was hilarious. We got there, come back having a beer with him, laughing about it.
Either Canadian or from Alabama, one or the other.
Oh yeah. No, I love that stuff. But like I said, I gotta start learning how to use that copper stuff, man. Because this guy, he sent me a whole bunch of chunks of redwood cedar, like about 2 feet long by about 5-6 feet, thick. And he gave me just a nice, probably say 10, 15 pound ingot of copper. And it was just literally one of those do you realize how good this is? I don't want, and he keeps asking me to start what I'm going to do with it. And I'm like, I want to learn for a year or two before I, use this.
Consume it. Yeah. Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Let's come back to forging ahead, Cam.
Oh,
what?
Sure.
And maybe some of your background, because you've got quite the interesting background that kind of led you to creating Forging Ahead. And what was your first, what kind of got you into joining the military?
Oh geez.
We're going back.
I could I'll try to sum this up in the key points. Let's just say if you could ever talk to any of my family and any of my friends that I was growing up with, there's no shock that I joined the military. I think it's just because I grew up with my grandfather's stories of World War II, and he was always a patriot. Hell, even up until when he died, when he was 93 a couple of years ago, he still referred to the Commonwealth as the Empire. Wow. So he he fought in the Battle of Dieppe, was captured there, and he always told me the stories of World War II and all the camp and the German camps that he was in for 3 years. And it was just a real good connection, a brotherhood and a bond. And I guess I kind of felt like I wanted to experience that and serve. And wow. Yeah, so I can remember as young as 5 or 6 telling my parents I want to be in the Army. And I joined the Army. Unfortunately, you know, it just happened to be during my time that 9/11 happened, and when I was 20. And yeah, well, being in the infantry, that's happens to be their specialty. So we had to go and do that stuff. Stuck around until I was too injured and too broken, mentally and physically. I'll say this: the military is not the greatest place for mental health. Unfortunately, and it's not their fault. Combat and soft, loving feelings don't mix well and well. You have to be the hard person to survive it, stuff like that. Because if you try to rationalize what's going on in a logical manner, you're just going to go insane on the battlefield. Because there's no ration to it. So it's called. Once my mind started going and my body started going with all the injuries, Afghanistan was just winding down. So they didn't need as much infantry, and they opened up spots to go to different trades. My aptitude score was high enough to go to the Air Force, and I became an aviation technician, which is just call it just like the aviation technician would be considered an AM aircraft maintenance engineer, civilian side. I used to fix the engines and the structure, airframes and engines is what they said. Yeah, but I won't lie to you, my mental health was dropping pretty fast. I fast forward ahead with a severe lack of respect or fear of discipline. And I was eventually getting the heave-ho from the Air Force too. They didn't handle too well either. They posted me to the wrong places. That was going against medical recommendations, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But it was actually when I was on my way out that I realized I had a lot more problems than I thought. And I saw my one buddy, Rick Anderson, in what's called in Newfoundland, well, first in Alberta, then in Newfoundland, blacksmithing. And he was going through a pretty bad spot. And that's what, watching him and how much it helped him with his concentration, it's, you know, kind of got me into the ideas of blacksmithing and it could help him so much. And then I guess, again, I was still under the Veterans Affairs program because I was medically released in December of 2018. And I had 2 years of education. So I got a diploma in health and safety, found out I don't like administrative jobs, and I don't have the tolerance for it, especially as much as I love health and safety, a lot of companies are just there for it being there, not for anything else. So I didn't want to go from one job where no one cared to another job where no one cared. So yeah. And like I said, I watched my buddy blacksmithing. He loved it. So I figured, hey, I might as well give it a try. And it wasn't until I was down in Halliburton already on the course and I'm in college. And I realized one day when my instructor, Renee, tapped me on the shoulder and he's like, okay, it's time to close down. And I looked and I realized, wow, I just chilled 8 hours with no problems whatsoever. Like, you know, nothing. I was zoned out in the zone and it was literally just, we were making leaves and hooks. And that was like our first week in the shop. And that's when I knew I loved it. And I was like, hell, if this can make me calm down, relax, and get everything into it, then I can help others. And yeah, I guess the only thing I'd say is it's kind of turned myself around, and now here I am with a charity or soon to be charity, and trying to create an environment for people just to come and relax and chill, get their problems out. I guarantee you, I can't say I've done your experience, but I guarantee you I've done something similar. If it's a paramilitary organization, I can bitch to me all you want. I'll sit there, smile, and bitch right back with you, type of thing. And you'll realize that you're going to get your energy out. And you're not going to do it in an aggressive manner. You're not going to do it by boxing or anything like that. You're going to work other parts of your mind. You won't even realize you're doing teamwork. You're increasing your communication skills by chatting with me, whoever else is there. You have to have a striker. So, I mean, you have to work with someone else if you're doing bigger projects. And that's one of the reasons why I find this so great is it activates every part of your mind. And that's what Forging Ahead is to get people so they stop questioning themselves and giving themselves pride and purpose again, and hopefully build off of it. Yeah, I guess that's my whole story from my military up to creating this place.
Is that your dog in the background?
Yeah, you want me to let him in here? Show him. He's also a part and parcel, part package of this whole thing here too.
Bring your partner into the picture, buddy. See,
Oh yeah,
see
no,
your partners. Let's say hi to our bud.
Come on in. I'll get him up here, see if I can get him to jump up. Come on. Up you go. Up you go. There he is.
Oh, there he
Oh,
is.
yeah, big dog.
All right.
What's your buddy's name?
That's Bishop. His name's Bishop. And
Yep.
but the thing is, I've nicknamed him and he responds to Cuddle Bear as well. He is probably the most gentle dog. He's been the easiest dog I've ever had to live. I've never seen him show aggression towards a human. And the only time he's shown aggression towards a dog is when the dog snaps at him.
Nice.
And
Beautiful
usually
dog.
then it's more just defensive. He was also, when I went to school in Halliburton, he was allowed to be there as an emotional support dog for me to help keep me calm, which helped a lot. And he became our course mascot. I was the oldest guy there by 20 years, but all the kids loved him. So yeah, he's there for people to play with too, so they can feel relaxed.
When you went to Halliburton, where did you stay?
Oh, I just rented in the community. Very, very nice liberal arts community. Very rich area too.
Okay.
Phenomenal, like I say, because it has a big art school that does everything down there with blacksmithing, glass making, everything, woodworking, 3D graphic design, just basic art, like, with pencil and pen and everything like that and paper. Everywhere you go, when you walk down there is just some cool type of museum of art when you walk down the hallways, or when you walk down their forests are littered with art all around their communities. So
Whereabouts is
very,
that?
very, 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 I guess you could say liberal and forward thinking community.
Right. Whereabouts is Halliburton?
Oh, it's honestly, I'm not exactly sure. It's I'm gonna say 45 minutes. The only place I can know of as a reference, 45 minutes north of Bob Cajun, Ontario.
Bob Cajun. Cool.
All right.
Hey, the hip sung about it, so.
Yep, there you
did
go. That's why I said that's what the only way. My uncle lives down in Bob Cajun. Actually, he's one of the people that let me hang out at this place there and everything like that. I couldn't get him my final project was a table. I didn't give it to him though. I had to give it to my sister. It was a pretty nice one though. That's yeah.
What other type
School's
of
great though.
what other type of projects did you work on while you were there?
Oh, see, they start you off with the basics, and honestly, it's just really, really fast. And that's why I said, if you go to that course, take every ounce of experience you can get out of those instructors. They're phenomenal. They're all been doing it for 20, 30 years. Some of them are, like I said, the one guy Stefan. I can't pronounce his last name because it's German. What's it called? Is a certified journeyman. I think a master blacksmith registered in Germany, because they still have those actual apprentice journeyman course programs there. And he's down here teaching us. Phenomenal. Milk every ounce of energy, of experience you can get out of them, because they know it. And the whole course from day one, when you start there, when you get into the forge, I'm not going to leave into the other stuff of the course. But when you're on the blacksmithing of it, it's probably 6 months straight of, okay, today you're going to learn how to make turn a square point into a round point. All right, do it 20 times. Okay, the next day, now you're going to do hooks, do it 20 times.
Nice.
And but the thing is, but the instructor will always, and it's at your own pace. So do it and he'll grade you. And all they'll say is try to make them look all the same. Yeah. I know I lost a lot of marks because when I started learning how to do leads, I kept going, oh, I'm going to do this. And then when I handed them in, he's like, you're supposed to make them look the same. I was like, oh, I was having fun.
How about 20 different ones? Like that's a feat in itself.
Yeah. And every morning they'll have an instruction of how, they'll spend an hour or so just them doing stuff, showing you how to do the steps.
Cool.
And then every time just after lunch, they'll do the same thing and show you steps. And after that, just progressively gets longer. Next thing you know, it's you have to make a candle stand. Then it's you have to make a dinner bell hook and a mount for it and stuff like that. And they show you step by step how to do it. Then they show you the forge welding with making chain forges, chains and everything like that there to make the hooks for the dinner bell to go off and then make the dinner bell. They progressively, it's I guess what they call it is the advanced blacksmithing, because what they're doing is they're just giving you a crash course of a lot of info really fast with really experienced instructors, because you can be in there 8 hours a day banging away.
Yeah.
So yeah, and by the end of it, you have to make a really big final project. For me, it was a table that I was offered about between $500 to $700 from a couple of people for it, but I ended up giving it to my sister in Ontario.
Nice.
Cool. So if you don't mind me asking, and I'm sure it's pretty public knowledge, what does a 6-month course at Halliburton cost somebody?
I can't remember. It's pretty pricey, actually. Don't quote me on it because it's been a while. And Veterans Affairs Canada, or sorry, the Assistant Manulife Veterans Affairs Program paid for it. I want to say it was around 10,000, I think.
Oh wow, crazy, eh?
Lots of consumables. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
propane, coal,
I was looking at the bills.
steel.
I was looking at the bills. Oh, don't get me wrong. The shop is phenomenal. It has. I'm talking like it probably had one of the big. They had 2 or 3 at least 100-pound swage blocks with multiple different things there. They have every type of welder there, but the only thing they don't have is a power hammer, and that's because they want you to learn how to do it, not have a power hammer do it for you.
I know these 2 people in Winnipeg that I think she's watching right now, actually, that they might be able to do something like Halliburton, if not better, if they, kind of had a little bit more, I think you know who I'm talking about there, Karen.
I was going to say, actually, if they want, come get them to talk to me, because I was going to wait for the end, but that's one of my long-term projects. We have a plan to hopefully in St. Adolphe have a shop like that. I'll get into detail later.
No, all due respect to Halliburton, I would absolutely love to take 6 months off of life, go to school and learn. But there's, man, okay, number one, I got to take 6 months off of life. That means no income. And then I got to pay $10,000 to go to school too. So not only do I have to save up 10 grand, I also have to save up probably another 10 grand at least to cover that 6 months that I'm not working, right? I mean, minimum 10 grand, or probably a lot more, really, in all due respect, where my life is going now with moving into a bigger house. But if I had something local that I could go to that was, 6 months long through one of our local colleges or something like that, by all means, man, I would be all over that.
Yeah, I'll say this though. I was the only reason I was able to do this is because of my military pension and my medical pension release. Because yeah, I guess I may have broke myself and unable to work anymore for most reasonable jobs. So, but luckily my pension covers me for that. Thankful on that part. But I guarantee you, I wouldn't have been able to afford or able to do that either if I was, say, still doing my health and safety stuff that I was looking into. That because I would have been working, I would have had to do that, and that's the reason why I think I was the oldest person on the course by about 20 years, which was quite fun. It's really fun, but I was also I was just known as the very blunt army guy when I was there.
Yeah, I'm sure that that's definitely a course that when you're younger in life and maybe you still got your parents helping you out, that's a perfect opportunity for you to move into something different in life. But when you're moving into our age and you got kids at home and a mortgage to pay for and stuff like that, that's a tough bill to bite, man.
And yes, I was the course senior citizen. Actually, they also did call me the old fat army guy too every once in a while. Oh, who cares, man? They're a bunch of 19, 20-year-old kids.
Yeah, I hope
they're a bunch of 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids. And actually, back then, I kind of was, man. I was in a bad spot, so I was probably pushing around 270-ish. Like I think I'm back down to around 230 now, so a little bit better. But again, like I said, I thought it was hilarious when I was there because, like I said, I was surrounded by 19 and 20-year-olds, and it was great. But at the same time, a lot of the times it was like yes, listening to a nail go across a chalkboard too, because you're just like, oh, don't get it. Just wait a couple of years, when maybe you start understanding. Yeah, not everything is the way school says it is. But
Pedro
it was fun. Like I said, I
commented.
should have supposed to look at.
Pedro
I was just saying.
commented. Sorry, go ahead.
Go.
No, you do. You go.
I was just saying, man, I still keep in contact with probably about 5 or 6 of those guys. One kid that was on there was Keegan. He smartest kid I've ever known, man. Like, honestly, already had a degree in ancient history and something else. That's the other thing about the course. They take you on a tour to the Royal Ontario Museum, and they get you to go backstage. And because they teach you all the blacksmithing. I got to hold a freaking 5th century freaking Chinese freaking battle sword. I don't know, it was one of those big long ones. I don't know the swords too well. I got to hold coins from freaking 300 BC from ancient Rome. I got to hold a coin from Alexander the Great on this course, man, in the Royal Ontario Museum. And all these weapons and everything, because it's for the blacksmithing stuff, and they get you on this course, get you to go back. But yeah, sorry, getting on to what I was saying is I still talk to these kids. Great lifestyle. You get to meet these kids, and as long as you're nice to them, they love you. They'll love you down there. And then it's pretty cool because, like I said, they also taught me Dungeons and Dragons for the first time. Nice.
Oh, I love me Dungeons and Dragons, man.
I loved it. It was the first
I have
time
my dice right here.
Oh, dude. Okay, seriously, on right now. I don't care who knows, man. Invite me in. I've only done it once, but I had the best time ever.
Oh, I'd be so down. I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons forever.
Someone teach me. I'm a nerd. I'm a closet nerd that I found out after I was 40.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just learning how to play as well. So.
Oh yeah.
Lyndon's got the experience.
Getting back onto, like I said, Halliburton Phenomenal School. Like I said again, if you take the course, take it for the blacksmithing. Don't worry about the other stuff. What's it called? It's because, like I said, it's all about the experience you get. The biggest value of it is getting the experience from the instructors, and stuff will never. And they still contact. I still keep in contact, and they still give me advice.
Nice.
And then,
yeah, go ahead, Lyndon.
Yeah, so Pedro wanted to kind of poke the bear a little bit, and he said, "So you were the course senior, and then ... citizen."
Yep. Well, that's why I made that comment back there. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And Pedro also called dibs that if we get together for Dungeons and Dragons, that he's the dwarf paladin.
All right. Oh, but just so you know, I tried to be chaotic good. I found out just my personality, I'm always ending up being chaotic evil or chaotic neutral. Literally, I tried. It was the DM that was like, okay, you can't be chaotic good anymore. You're just not. And I was like, okay, sorry, I'm a douche.
Nice. Yeah, so the guys that don't know about what that means, it's when you're playing in Dungeons and Dragons, you have like a character that you need to kind of follow and play as it's determined ahead of time. And chaotic evil,
your persona
is, chaotic evil is like someone that just does mean things to everyone. Yeah.
I want to smash.
Yeah.
So we get back on the blacksmithing part there. That was my bad. I trailed that one off.
No, that's all good.
Yeah, no, dude, no worries.
They have swords and stuff. And they're blacksmith, so
that's why I'm blacksmithing, for crying out loud. Like, it boils down to it. Back when I was a kid, I got into Dungeons and Dragons, and I turned into a nerd, and then kind of somehow ended up making things. And metal is freaking awesome. I love making stuff out of metal. So yeah, it all ties together.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely, man. Like, well, for me, like I said, with the metal stuff, for me, it's just because it took me into a much better place before I was so pissed off. And like I said, I won't deny it, dealing with PTSD and OSI symptoms and all the other wonderful things that come along with it. I finally found something where I was like, wow, I'm controlling my mind and thoughts again. I'm able to concentrate and do all this stuff. And then that's one of the things I liked. And the one thing I found on that course, everyone there, I'd say 70% of the kids were there for bladesmithing because of Forged in Fire. But myself and maybe 3 others really liked the art side of it. And I really did, man. Like, I really found out that I actually like doing the art side, making tools too, and hammers a lot more than I like making knives myself. Nothing against knife makers. It's just not my thing as much. You know, it's cool. I'm going to make one. I'm still planning on making a big cleaver for my brother-in-law, but for cooking and stuff. But yeah, the art side's phenomenal. It's the ways you can make it shape, the texturing you can do with it, just twist setting up, turning this giant hunk of metal into a 6 feet long wheat thing that's supporting a freaking wheat braid that's supporting a bench or something like that. That's what I love about it. The big things. That's why I'm trying to help out for guys with disabilities. That's why part of the GoFundMe and the charity is trying to get a power hammer, or at least, hell, if anyone can come together and get an engineer, I'm sure I'll be able to find some sponsors to help pay for a Clay Spencer tire hammer to be built. I'm just not, unfortunately, I don't have an engineering degree.
I actually have the plans for the Clay Spencer tire hammer, and I'm in the midst of building one right now myself. But I kind of decided to sit back on that one a little bit because I actually was out at Cloverdale Forge there, took a course with them for tong making, and they have a tire hammer that Karen made way back in the day with, not way back in the day. Sorry, Karen, you're still a young bird. Like, what are you, 29 maybe, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. 29 again. In fact, I just celebrated a birthday and this is what I got. Hello, everyone. Badass. Oh, no, you definitely, Clay's plans are awesome. There's many other plans, but if you have his plans and you're building one, you can call him and be like, how do I do this? That, like you were saying earlier, Cam, you called your mentor today and he gave you 30 minutes of his time, and Clay would do the same. So I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
And yes, I'm 29 again. Absolutely.
Hey, I still always remember you guys down there too, because you're the first shop I actually contacted when I got back from Halliburton for trying to learn how to do it when SysUp was still in the middle of looking to pay blacksmiths to teach me and everything like that. So like I said, I've always loved following you guys. You're one of, like I said, first forge I saw.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Cam.
there's
And you ended up working with Jim Keller, is that right?
Hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. He still taught me a quenching method that I've never seen before, and I love it, man. I'll still, like when I was making my, got to grind down to see how far my D-Lam went. I'm still trying to figure out the forge, well, getting okay with it. But he showed me this method for a cutting tool and like larger metals to quench them when you just hold it, and it's easier to do in a darker area, and you just wait to see the core of the heat release its energy, because he goes, if you quench it early, he goes, that core of the heat's just going to release it and you're going to lose your temper again, or your hardening. So I sat there with him for about 30 seconds just watching this thing. Then all of a sudden I saw the center yellow glow, boom, just start spreading out in waves and everything turned the same color again. And he looks, he goes, now quench it. And I was just like, I have never been taught that. That is amazing. I am doing that from now on. I've been quenching wrong. So yeah, Jim's awesome, man. If you're watching, Jim, you're awesome.
Nice.
I don't think Jim's with us tonight. He doesn't tend to really be much of the internet kind of folk there. I mean, I'm not even too sure if he gets a connection out at his place, being out in the boonies where he is.
Oh yeah, he's out there. Still
Where is he?
Out by St. Anne.
Up by St. Anne. Okay.
Yeah, he's man, what is he running there? What is it? Does he have the 300-pound Chambersburg, or is it a 200-pound? Can't remember. He's got a massive power hammer at his place though. Like there's him and Dan at Henry Avenue. I don't know anybody else. Well, Matt's got one sitting out in the yard that's about the same size. What do you guys have sitting out in the yard? What is that, Karen?
It's a Miles Bennett. Matt's in the background. He's listening here, but he's working on sketches. Miles Bennett.
Yeah, it's a 250.
250.
Oh, so
Awesome.
there you go. Those are probably the three biggest power hammers in Manitoba, unless they've got some big ones down at the museum. And what is it? Not Manitou, Holland, Manitoba, I think is where it is. We all need to take a trip to Holland, Manitoba. They've got a museum down there. They do, what is it? The Steam Power Days or something like that. It's a
Steampunk.
Sorry?
Steampunk.
No, it's definitely not a steampunk. No, they're all about the steam powered engines. They've got like, I don't know, 20 different steam powered engines there, and their museum's all about that. And they've got a couple power hammers there too, if I'm not mistaken. But and they got a full-time blacksmith that runs the shop down there as well.
It's in Austin.
Austin, thank you. Who was that?
Derek.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Mhm.
bitteschön.
And Sean put in the chat that it's a Thresherman's reunion.
That's right. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yes.
Cam?
Say one thing about
Yeah.
Jim there is he let me play with his. He didn't let me play with the big guy, but he let me play with this little giant there, the 55, and I got to make these nice little guys round. Good for about 3/8 at most type of thing, round.
Perfect.
Yeah, I loved it, man. First time using a power hammer, and one heat made it so easy.
Yeah, the power hammer is nice to have, but that's what I was getting back to on this. Roll back to where I was originally starting in my blah 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 blah. Is I was building the tire hammer, and I went out to Cloverdale and I used their power hammer. Karen was nice enough to let me use the one she built with clay, and I kind of got to thinking, like, wait a minute, this is taking something away from it. I need to step back for a second. I need to spend more time with the hammer in my hand at the anvil and really get to learn how this thing is the right way to work it, how this metal moves properly, and then I'll finish building this power hammer. So I've kind of put it on hold for the last 2 years now almost.
It's occupying shop space though.
Well, yeah, making a good coat hanger.
That's why I'm kind of
Yeah.
looking at the clay Spencer over the looking at from an Anyang, because like I said, my space, clay Spencer would save a lot of space compared to a giant Anyang there.
Yeah, what is I think the footprint of the clay Spencer is 24 by 24, if I'm not mistaken. It's super small. It's
That's what I was
nice.
gonna say, that'd be perfect for me.
Yeah, I think I went a little bit bigger just because of the pad that I had that I got for free through salvage. But yeah, man, you can't beat the tire hammer. And I know a guy in St. Albert, like it's just outside of Edmonton. What the heck's his name again?
That was the main military living area outside there. Edmonton has the biggest base. I lived there for 8 years.
Well, this guy's definitely not military, but he's a super cool dude, man. You'd get along with him great. I guarantee it if you ever touch base with him. But he actually beefed up the tire hammer to run 100-pound ram versus I think it's a 60-pound ram that Clay calls up for. And this guy beefed it up to 100-pound ram. And wow, dude, like I see how the normal power hammer runs, what Clay designed. And then I see what this guy did when he beefed it up. It is phenomenally better. Like Clay's design can handle that much more weight. This guy figured it out. I can't remember what his bloody name is. It's driving me nuts right now. I'm sorry. But he's a French gentleman. And yeah, he beefed it up, used the same size, everything except for beefing up the size of the ram. And it worked 10 times better, if I would say myself. So
I want to set the record straight, just in case if you guys are out at the shop and you're like, oh, this is Clay's hammer. The tire hammer we have was a pre-Clay Spencer current design. It was actually the junkyard hammers in North Carolina that kind of started the whole tire hammer wars. This was kind of born out of that lineage, and Clay popped in and out of my shop when we were building it, but I think he was like, oh, this is a good idea. I can improve it, and his awesome engineering brain. So if you have the plans and you're comparing them, this is an older, more vintage model. So just FYI.
Very cool.
I have definitely compared the two, and when I look at yours, I'm like, yes, this is awesome. You look at the what Clay made, it's engineered, but when you look at what you guys have at your shop, Karen, it's like somebody took stuff and made something. This is freaking beautiful. Yeah,
It's a fun process.
yeah.
I'd love to build a Clay Spencer, but yeah, that's what I kind of would really like to, but I just don't got the time right now as well at the same time, and the experience level I guess I have right now too. Because yeah, again, as much as I'd love to, but running a shop at the same time, doing the media, trying to have the charity, all that stuff. I got a great team helping me behind me as well. There's 3 people, Jackie, Jeff, and Teresa. They're going phenomenal with this board thing. But yeah, I just love to find a way to get us a Clay Spencer, or yeah, I have to, a Dan and Yang power hammer. All right.
Nice. So that Cam, that would be your dream tool, your next
Yeah,
tool
yeah,
for the
yeah. I
shop.
think it would be. And
Yeah.
I think it is just because it's the big boy, and that's the one that I'm planning to hopefully get guys with disabilities in there, because I do know lots of guys with severe.
Wait a
joint
minute.
problems.
Are we leading into our next segment here?
I think that was it, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dream
Let's-
tools.
Wait, I've got a jingle for it. Let's go into Dream Tools.
Crushes beer. Excellent. Nice. What?
I was gonna say, I got a dream tool list. And those
Yeah.
are things that I have a part of, like, that are going out talking to sponsors and everything, because I'm able to maintain what I got, but I've tapped out all my veterans funds and everything like that there that I've put that I've invested back into myself. So what's going on now is I got my dream list, and that's my dream list is, I guess, for code compliance. Which is the big thing. Like I said, volunteers from the Winnipeg Fire Department are helping me with that, so I can understand what I'm going to need for the shop, so I won't get shut down anytime for when I have people come. So like I said, my big dream thing, I guess, would be an HVAC system and a power hammer. It's an HVAC system would allow the air quality, so I don't have the door open and everything like that. And power hammer is so I can actually really try to get disabled people in here to do this. Again, I know lots of guys with tons of joint injuries, and again, from Afghanistan, I have some friends missing some limbs. I would love to be able to get them in there and be like, hey, you may not be able to hammer yourself, but try this tool here. Let's see if we can make it up with fun and see if you like it, stuff like that. Or again, for me, just hammering away myself, I have a million things that I want to do, because again, with me being a founder of a charity, I don't make a single penny from this. As a matter of fact, it's against the law for me to make a single penny from this. So like everything that comes into it goes back to the shop. So the project I'm doing for the city or for the town, or potentially, I can't say, it's not confirmed and it's waiting on funds. Yeah, I can do that, but I'm gonna have to start right now as soon as I know. And again, for myself, the power hammer, that will just help me be able to pound out the bigger stuff. Because I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a striker or something like that if I'm moving 2 inches of steel. So I guess that's my dream list, as I could say.
Yeah. And how long is your GoFundMe campaign going to run until?
It's going to be continuously going until we get full federal charitable status. It's currently in the works. I was originally aiming for an end April timeframe from what the lawyers told us, but it's going to probably take a bit longer, obviously, like any type of bureaucracy system, especially with this stuff. But as soon as that gets going, that's probably when the GoFundMe will shut down, because right now everything's coming out of my own bank account. And again, that's numbers on my going back and forth on my budgeting. So but I designed this shop to be small so it could survive in my backyard, where the easiest thing was to do, just run it off of my own power, all that stuff. So it just comes out of my budget, and anything that comes in just comes to help me run it a bit. And have guys, like I said, it's always either as cheap as possible or free for veterans, first responders, frontline guys, all that stuff and everything. Yeah, I guess
that's awesome.
Hey,
Yeah,
Cam, sorry, can I ask you a question? You're talking to basically adaptive technologies when you're talking about how do you bring in people to a shop space that have, physical disabilities along, I know your focus is mental disabilities or mental struggles, but you were talking about adaptive technologies, and I'm curious if you've thought about the design in those and how we as a blacksmith community may help with that, tweaking designs that are out there to fit the needs of the community that you're working with. And I ask that, I'm just always been very interested in how to get adaptive technologies out into the wilderness and out into a wood shop. So have you thought about that? And you might not know the answer, but when you do, send it our way.
Oh, believe me, for the ideas I've thought of right now, let's go best case scenario. Like I even tell lots of people, like I tell the city guys when they come down to see how my progress is going and everything. And I tell them, give me $1 million, I'll have a shop and have this, and this going type of thing like that. If I had that stuff for me, for adaptability with what I know my friends want and like, I'm going to get away from the mental health side, I guess, because for me, that's what I have my shop designed for right now. Ergonomically, it's just designed to be as open as possible, just so guys can have good flow. But again, it's a small shop and I'm running off of one furnace. I'm still waiting to get a second anvil for when our shop officially opens. But for that, I've looked at, when we get to a more permanent places, it's going to be a wider, opener area. I know I do have the health and safety, so that's a good way to adapt to certain tools. Like for example, I'm going to try to find smaller seating areas where if a person is, say, unable to walk or something like that, paraplegic, having a case where try to design something, and I've actually thought of this, where it'll come up in a box like this, but have a protective underneath so that a person can wheel the chair up all the way to it, have his legs underneath, but it's protected from having any slag or scale or something that comes off. That's something I've been thinking of, but again, that's going to come when I have my shop that's going to be able to fit 20 people in there with a, you know, others, you know, market areas and everything like that for people to come in. And yeah, again, it's like I said, I've really been working on the people that have limited mobility rather than, you know, that are considered disabled, so on and so forth, like a person missing a hand or a leg or something like that want to come in. I would love it for a guy I know in Edmonton that lost both his legs. Phenomenal medic, man. Freaking anyways, lost both his legs and still gave first aid to people. Anyways, what's it called? Well, he had tourniquets on. Anyways, what's it called? I would love to have him come down and, like I said, just with a power hammer. So if he can't reach over a bang or something like that close enough, he can reach in further with a power hammer, have it going. Buddy of mine, some guys I know that have limited mobility in their hands and they can't swing or you know, had, you know, shrapnel, so on and so forth. They can't swing, have a power hammer do it for them. That's what I'm looking for more disabled areas. I'm working in that manner. The only problem is I'm pioneering this. Or I won't say I'm pioneering it. I'm just saying I'm learning through experience. So in this cases, it's going to be a person coming in saying, my back can't do this. And me and him will sit there and go, let's try to find something to do. Like, I'm not a professional super blacksmith. But what I can do is I have a good knowledge, and me and this guy can work out and say, let's do this. I've already started, to the best of my knowledge, the first charity that supports this for veterans, because I haven't found another one yet. Might as well start sitting there. If I can eventually get a big shop that's, you know, 5,000 square foot shop, I'll have a place that's designed blacksmithing for the disabled area, sort of thing. So I guess I know I went on a long ramble, but I guess that's the best way I can answer your question of how I've thought about it. I have thought about it for military disabilities, but I haven't thought about it enough, I guess.
It wasn't a well-articulated question, so your answer was fabulous. I do think there's a lot of opportunity there as more and more people get interested in blacksmithing. When you have those, when you've figured out and you've jumped the hurdle as to how to adapt and make shops more friendly to all abilities, that there's a teaching opportunity there for the world of how you've done it, and really good marketing opportunity for forging ahead of, hey, this is how we're doing it. India, you can do it too. The States, Mexico, you know, like it's a global problem or a global hurdle that we all have to, our blacksmithing community has to jump there. So there's a huge opportunity there.
I really love what you're saying there, and I'm going to ask you, I know, Justin, you guys mind if I jump to a quick where I want to be in the future section, because what she just said there is literally like what I'm thinking of with what she's saying, is because, like I said, this is our first in Canada, the first charity that does this, because I've been denied by every other veterans one when I was trying to get funding for this, so I decided to fund myself. What's it called? And we're literally trying to do that. I'm trying to get this. So I'm never going to sit there and say, if you come out of his shop, you're going to be an amazing blacksmith. No, you're going to have a good knowledge, and you're hopefully going to help yourself and feel a little bit better and spread it on. What I want to do is I want to turn this into having every province with a chapter and a center for not just blacksmithing, but other areas of art that will help people. because I could go off with links and channels and references for research that show how much it was, but I'll just say one quick blurb. 20 veterans freaking did a artistic class. 71% of them showed signs of reduction of PTSD, OSI, and better sleeping conditions. So obviously there's something there with this. And if I can have an area in each province where you're going to have standby counselors, because there will be people with flashbacks and problems that just lose it. If you can have an area where they can just feel comfortable and relaxed, have meditative classes where people can go to learn other stuff too on the side as well. I'm planning to do this so that there's a Forging. I'm trying to have a Forging Ahead franchise, I guess is the best way, charity franchise. It's a charity, but there's just a branch in every province for everyone to do this. So I guess that's the best way to saying, like, this is what I want to do. And that's why I'm saying is I'm trying to get this done. So thank you for seeing the vision that I've been trying to do for a couple of years.
Well, that really jumped into the segment of where we plan on going in the future without me even expecting it. Considering that we're, jumping into that segment now, I have a jingle to play. Where do you see yourself in the future? Did that work? I don't know.
I don't know.
I heard the first half second.
I like the beer can crush, the beer can crush better.
Oh well, next time we'll come up with real jingles.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, that's awesome, Cam. I could see the therapeutic nature of like making, right? If we're talking about blacksmithing or art, just making in general is therapeutic to sit down and have a plan of making something and then it kind of screwing up, and you never end up in your first tries at least getting to that point where you have that perfect vision, but having to adapt and changing and accepting that is awesome. And it's definitely therapeutic, and just having that outcome of something constructed by your hands, like you see it everywhere in schools that have those little programs where the kids can make stuff, or in the shop after school. Making stuff is therapeutic too, so it's important.
I definitely see a large venue open for the ability for this to be nationwide. Definitely something in every province that helps out people in this.
Awesome.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome.
What I'm hoping for. That's my end goal, I guess, is and everything, like I said, it's good. I'm just gonna say, like, everything that's made there, I want it, if it's the person chooses to donate it back, I want to have little flea markets out in the front of the areas too, in the parking lot, to show this art and have other people in the community saying, hey, you're a woodmaker, use this little market in the front of our area.
Yeah.
I honestly foresee this being something that could eventually become something where you have like a little gallery in every province and a shop that corresponds with the gallery. Something
that's the dream. Thanks for saying that, guys. Thank you very much.
Well, I think on that note, Lyndon, I think as the guild, we've discussed this just recently. Cam, we're wanting to help you out to make things easier for you in your shop. So we've voted on it. It's passed. What we're doing is on April 17th to the 24th, the guild is promoting an event for Forging Ahead, so that guys around the province can make tools for you and try to equip your shop and make things a little bit better for yourself and the guys that come in for that therapy, man. So just wanted to put that out there for you.
It's not just province wide. This is nationwide. Anybody from anywhere is welcome to help out with this. It's, we'll post it to the Canadian page and whatnot, and try to get to more people involved in it all across Canada. See what we can get whipped up for you. And like I was saying earlier, I whipped up a hammerhead for Tim Foster in Ontario, and this is a perfect opportunity for people to help you out, man. He needed help, so I helped him out. Let's help you out, man.
Thank you. I don't even know what to say, man. Wow. First time I've been babbling on this entire time where I'm speechless. I've just been, I've been so used to busting my ass off since I started this myself. So thanks.
I think, yeah, with the project that you're working on, more help, more hands into it, the better it can be. So let's get it out there, and hopefully the feedback too will be that people will see it, more eyes on it, and more people go to your crowdfunding as well.
Oh, geez, no, thank you, man.
Fingers
Like,
crossed. Yeah.
I've got a small bank account for the charity, well, for the organization set up, but right now, since it doesn't have funds going in and out, I'm the only one funding it. The funds are going to my account, but I tell you this, my budget is all over the place right now, because one day it's, oh, I gotta go fill the tank up and buy another $300 worth of metal type of thing. It's, wow. I didn't even know this. I just thought you guys wanted to ask about the, just shoot the shit and ask about the charity.
We do, but we want to help too.
That's what we wanted to do. That's what we're here for.
Well, you officially blindsided the hell out of me and got me speechless.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Unbelievably, thank you. I'm usually not good with taking good news, so thank you.
Well, by the way, that was my idea.
I owe you, man. I owe you, because now I'm going to see this stuff and be like, damn, now I have to copy this stuff and see if I can get it better in my skill.
Actually, that was a lie. It was Justin's idea. I can't take credit for that.
You could take it. I don't care.
I don't know, man.
Make him a tool.
It was you, you hoser. It was not my idea. Okay.
I know.
Take off.
All right, dude. Do we want to just talk a little bit about where we are with Can Iron?
Well, I wanted to ask Cam something else that we never got to ask.
Go for it.
You've got an anvil right now. What do you have for an anvil right now?
It's a 150-pound Texas Farrier right now.
Oh, beauty.
There it is right there.
Where'd you get that from?
Where did I get it from? Actually, I know I bought it from a place in Edmonton, but I can't remember. Honest truth, I don't know if the design here on it or something, but I may have screwed up the tempering on this guy, leaving some more hot metal on there too, because I've been noticing she's been dented on sec here, guys. She's been dented a lot worse, if you guys can see it, than I expected to for how young it is. If you guys can see on the top there. Probably not, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, it doesn't look too shabby.
No.
No. Like I said, I was just surprised. It was just the first day I started banging away. I missed a hit with a 4-pound hammer and freaking put a nice little dent right into the face of it.
No, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that'll do it.
No,
yeah.
I know, but it caught me off guard, man.
Yeah,
that's all. But other than that, she's a great anvil, and I'm probably just gonna be picking up one more from Princess Auto with a small stand, and that's gonna be when guys start coming in here for classes, like 2 at a time. That'll be for the other guy. That'll be for the other spot. And they're just gonna use both ends because
you got a leg vise in your shop right now.
Yeah, actually, Sean, I got a machinist vise right there.
You just got that from Sean. Nice.
Yep, there it is. That's my little machine vise there. It's also been spotting as my welding table because my welding section is over here right now. I got a good deal on the hammer, on the drill press. It's a 120C. So, but yeah, I just I got what I thought could be the basics for when I was at the shop. When I was leaving the course, I was taking pictures and stuff going, remember, you need this to start.
Well, looks like you got a pretty good setup there. You got a nice little selection of hammers and tongs, or where are you at with that right now?
Yep, Sean's helping me out with a couple. Again, Sean, he sold me one and then he made one for me, blindsided me.
Attaboy, Sean. Sean is a good man. I can say that much.
Yeah, I just made these guys here. Here's a nice little flat bar tong I made, obviously. Not too bad. I'm still trying to have a bit of trouble with the new riveting tool that I got there from a place in Wyoming on SD. And then I made these nice little big choppers for nice little 1 inch to about 1 1/4, 3/4 inch square bar. Nice. So, and then I made this on course, but this is the guy I've mainly been using. This nice little guy. It's a mixture of, I guess it's kind of a hybrid Swedish/Nordic style design to it. But yeah, it's about 3 pounds there, so I like it. It's designed great. It even has a little off handle on it from the way you can see it's hard to get it, but it's kind of canted slightly this way, the handle. I did that for myself by the way my hand comes down and strikes.
Awesome.
So that's what all I've got so far. Like I said, I started from scratch and I've just been making the tools myself as I go.
So it
And,
looks like you're in need of maybe some spike tongs in your shop, maybe a proper rounding hammer, maybe some flat bit tongs, maybe some knife making tongs. What else is he? What else is he missing in there, Justin, that people can whip up for him?
You know, tongs, you can't have enough of them. So hardy tools, yeah, Cindy just wrote it. Yeah, some hardy
good call.
tools.
Yeah, let's whip up some hardy tools for the man.
I've started on that there because I got a giant list, but this is the hardy hole cutting tool I had going there.
Nice.
Cool.
Came out fine. I haven't obviously finished it yet. The only problem is on my forge weld. I'll try to see if I can get it close enough to the camera so you guys can see it. Little bit of a D-lam there, but when I grinded it down, it didn't go through there, and it didn't go through there, so I know it's not too deep. I'm just trying to grind to see how far it goes.
Cool.
But yeah, like I said, hardy hole tool, that's the first one I just started making.
Right
But
on, man.
yeah, it's right now I got a list of, I have to also make my sister a present because it's her birthday coming up on the 10th. So she wants a giant, like 6 foot tall planter that I have to try to make for her now.
Saw that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I saw that thing.
Nice.
It's true. I didn't think it would be that hard, but I looked at it. I was like, it just looks like it's hollow square bar. I just need to make a jig to make a half circle and then put some wood on the side of it.
Still a big project.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Nice. I think Small Bar Smithy, D Smalls, has committed a few tools to you as well. So, wow, awesome, man.
Guys,
what did he write? I have 2 full sets of tongs and some hammers. So,
Holy smokes.
It's
nice. From Saskatchewan.
When this thing opens,
Beautiful.
it's going to be free for everyone. My shop is always open for anyone. I've always maintained a mi casa su casa, and again, like I said, and I'll say this is how can I say this without sounding weird? I guess because of my bringing in the military and always being taught to be hard and never show any weak emotions, blah blah blah, and all that stuff, I really do have a hard time showing that stuff, and thanks. And I've always just been used to freaking doing everything on my own. So when this comes in, I get like really overwhelmed. So
nice.
Yeah, like I'm still, but that's why I'm getting so much advice from so many guys there. That's why I said is I feel like this is a debt side of thing, and I always like trying to repay debts. So it's a case of if anyone shows up that's helped me out, you have a beer, burgers, and a place to stay.
Nice, man.
Awesome.
It seems to be a very common trait in the community is that we feel as though there's a debt to pay, whether that's passing on our knowledge to the youth or passing it on to people like what you're doing with mental illness, or maybe it's just a matter of, you know, we want to make something for our neighbor or a friend or whatever, but it's definitely a very common trait that I've seen in our community that we're very giving people. It's one of the things that the sayings that I have is we are big people in a small community. Like there's awesome people in the blacksmithing community. There's so many great, amazing people that I put huge on the list of awesome people in this world, and yet our community is so tight knit and small. It's amazing.
I've loved it since I got back and joined the Manitoba Blacksmith Guild when I just wrote what I was doing and when I was going on course, and you guys accepted me in. It sucks though. I paid for that first hammer in there, and then unfortunately COVID hit afterwards. So still waiting for my hot dogs and chips that said we're going to be provided.
Well, things seem to be kind of clearing up, so hopefully one day soon we're going to be getting something going on here, boys and girls.
Yeah,
right?
no kidding.
All right,
We're
so
aiming for the July 1st full launch, which will be a full day of just open barbecue beers for anyone that stops by. You know, a full launch, and there's some sponsors that again I can't mention.
don't forget
Yeah.
don't forget June 5th we've got Cannerin coming up. It might be a virtual event, but it's going to get you in the shop too, man. It'll get you busy, it'll get your hands dirty. There's going to be a lot of great presenters at that. We've got some wicked people, including Mark Asprey of the California Blacksmith Association's on board with us already. I'm talking to some people in Sweden right now, as well as in England. We've got people from all across Canada on board with us. This event is really ramping up to be something amazing. So that's something to look forward to in the future for everybody.
I'll contact my instructors from Fleming.
yeah.
I've been too involved on that. Like I said, I still talk to them, email them, and again, one of them.
I want to say that I'm actually in contact with one of them. Is Toby Druce one of the guys there?
I don't remember Toby. The only guys I worked under was the one guy that I won't mention because of what I told you guys before this. I don't want to talk bad of people.
Hey, man.
Well, let's just say safety. Don't put an oxyacetylene torch close to a red hot piece of iron and turn the gas on.
I'm looking forward to hearing from the guys that you got coming our way, though. Like, if you got some names that you want to shoot our way, we're more than.
There's one guy. I can't pronounce their names too well because they're one's French and one's German. But one is Rene Petitjean. I just remember he's a great guy. He's I think he's about 60 or so. He's been doing this, and he even admitted he goes in the 60s. I was a hippie, and and he openly admitted it and stuff like that. There. He's been doing that since the 60s or 70s, I believe, is when he started, and he came down there to teach us. There's another guy, Jeff Helms. He's from Ontario. These are all from the Ontario Bobcaygeon area. Is Trenton and Ontario all around there is where they're kind of from. He's been doing Viking work for a long time, and actually, when you guys ever hear a while ago when a Viking sword was found in Northern Ontario and it blew the minds of historians. Saying, how the hell did the Viking sword get this far in? He was one of the people that was asked to come down to the Royal Ontario Museum to look at it because he had such knowledge on making Viking weapons and studying them.
Interesting.
So he told us about that, and it was kind of funny. He said there was tons of other people there, and he was just a random guy to quickly look at it type of thing. But he even said, he was like, yep, that's a real Viking sword. Just unfortunately, they didn't say that the family lied where they got it from, and it actually came from overseas. But he'll be one of the guys. Jeff Helms, phenomenal guy. And then the guy that actually I would say is probably the best. I'm not going to say best for anything. They're all amazing. The guy that I pulled off of most for artwork and finishing is, and I am sorry, I'm going to bastardize his last name, but Stefan Durst. I guess he's German, and he started off in the 90s, if I remember correctly, doing blacksmithing. And in Germany, they still have master blacksmiths and journeyman and apprenticeship courses. So I believe he left there when he was a master blacksmith, came to Canada, and he's just been doing amazing artwork. That's another guy I'm going to ask to see if he wants to help out with this and sort of thing like that there. And I'll see if I can get all those guys in there, and I'll see if I can get some Army bladesmiths on there coming playing around with this too.
Cool. Yeah, because Lyndon is doing all the outreach for all the people, the presenters, and I'm doing all the outreach for sponsorship. So honestly, getting those names is awesome.
I honestly probably shouldn't be doing the outreach. I have a funny feeling I'm scaring people off, man. I don't know. They like the first initial conversation seems to go well with almost everybody, and then I start getting this feedback like, you're asking too much, you're a needy guy, get off my phone and leave me alone. Wait, that was only one person. That was Jeff Vader.
Sir, stop calling. We've already called the police.
Yeah, no. When he said, yeah, no. We're cool. Yeah. Oh, the boys at Knife Talk there is something else. They're an interesting
they
crowd.
sure are.
Yeah. But so yeah, what else have we got to talk about tonight?
I think that's it, man. We've covered Cam. We've talked about Can Iron a little bit. Future events. Anything else happening, Manitoba Blacksmith Guild?
You know what? There is something else I want to talk about. It's completely catching somebody off guard because we didn't talk about this before. But I'd like to promote somebody by the name of Cindy, who happens to run Pritchell and Hardy. And we need to give a shout out to her, man. She's running a wicked business out of British Columbia, supplying awesome grinding belts, canister powder. She's got a wicked website going on. She's helped us out in the past. She's helping us out again with can iron. The VSM belt she carries. What are those Scotch Brite belts called? I got one of those belts, and
Scotch Brite belts.
is that what they're called? Scotch Brite belts?
Conditioning belts.
Oh my god.
They're awesome.
Everybody who's running 2x72, go and buy these from Cindy. Please go and buy these. You will not be disappointed. Buy more of them. They're so amazing. So yeah.
I got the scallop belts. They have like they're ribbed.
For her pleasure.
They were for my pleasure. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like making the handle on that machete, and I was like, okay, it was meant to be a quick project, and I usually don't grind wood on my 2x72 because of my the bucket underneath. I don't know, it gets too funky with the wood and everything going in there. So I used those belts this time just to give it a go, and fantastic, really nice stuff. So yeah, I would order more of those in a heartbeat. And
they save a lot of time.
Yes. Yeah, I've got a 4x64 grinder with a 36 grit, so I do most of my hogging on that. And then I usually do no, it's a 4x64, sorry. And then I run on a 4x36. But now with those scallop belts, it just smooths everything out really nicely. So
yeah,
my man,
you got a shout out for anybody, man? Give us a shout out. Who you fucking
shout out?
Oh geez, there's my F-bombs that we were supposed to not drop. I think there's some other ones. Tell me who you
guys, the
following?
one guy that hasn't sworn.
Who are you following? Who is in your spotlight, Justin?
Oh man. Recently I just followed a few people on Instagram that they were promoted through, I think, Mareko Mamasi. Just beautiful Damascus work. That's what kind of sent me down this path of making myself a kitchen knife that I want to keep for myself. I'm terrible with names and remembering what's people's connections and stuff. So I don't know their names, but it was pretty. Terrible.
Well done, my friend.
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, honestly, I'm probably much in the same boat. If there's anybody I could give a shout out to that I'd like to give a shout out to, I mean, I gave Cindy a shout out already, but on the maker side of things, what Dustin is doing, DK, what Dustin's doing down at Small Bar Smithy there is absolutely phenomenal. Outside of obviously our obvious guest today, but a second shout out to what Dustin's doing. He's also putting work out there, helping out the youth, and yes, he has never once stood down from helping out the community from what I've seen. He is there 100% of the time for everybody. So shout out to you, my man. Cam, you got a shout out to anybody specific?
Too many. The entire blacksmith guild. Serious.
Nice. Beautiful.
That's the biggest thing, because this is the biggest news I've got so far. I guess maybe a quick shout out too, but I don't know the guy's name because didn't get the my friend that got me the hoodie I'm wearing right now didn't give me the details of the provider. But this is going to be coming up, and like I said, when it gets fully charitable status, is like I said, this is going to be helping fund it, and it's going to be a whole bunch of different logos and shirts, and I'm going to take, like I said, this guy here and turn that into a freaking nice one for the logos and stuff. So I guess give a shout out to that guy that tossed me the shirt, and to everyone absolutely that's helping me, because it is a huge weight off my shoulders for doing this for 2 years now.
Awesome.
Super.
Well,
that's a show.
I think that was the show. That's a wrap.
All right, guys.
Thank you again, guys. Thank you.
Do I have some wrapping paper? I can make a wrapping sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of sound?
I don't know. Like
I've
wrapping
got
paper.
my
Like I don't know.
box of days.
I don't know. And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers, mate.
See you guys.
Good day, eh?
Yep, all of you too.